The board approval process in New York City is something that gives even the most qualified buyers nightmares. But here's the thing, it's actually easier than most people think if you know what to focus on. So today I'm walking you through the entire co-op board process so you can reduce the chances of getting rejected and increasing the likelihood of getting your dream home. I'm Erin Velak, a luxury buyer specialist with the WeLaw team at Keller Williams, New York City. I've guided buyers through co-op board processes in some of the most selective Manhattan buildings. And what I found is that the buyers who feel the most confident going into that board appointment are usually the ones that came into the board process prepared. So let's do that for you right now, shall we? And listen, if you are actively searching for a co-op in New York City and haven't yet built out your financial profile in the way a board will evaluate it, DTI, post-close, all that good stuff, that is our first conversation. So please click my consultation booking link below. Step 1, offer accepted. Now what? The board process begins after your offer has been accepted and your purchase contract is signed. At that point, the co-op building's managing agent will send your broker, hopefully moi, a board application package, a very detailed set of requirements that you must satisfy and submit for the board's review. The board package is the central artifact of this entire process, and it is more comprehensive than most buyers expect. I'm surprised they don't take blood, to be honest with you. A standard board package for a luxury co-op in Manhattan will require several years of complete tax returns, recent pay stubs, proof of employment, personal and business bank statements if you own your own business. They're going to want investment account statements showing all of your liquid assets, basically everything surrounding your net worth. They're, of course, going to have a credit authorization form, 3 to 6 personal reference letters, 2 to 3 professional reference letters, and a detailed personal financial statement. That would be that REBNY financial statement that we've told you you're going to need for that offer. Now, some buildings also require a completed questionnaire about you and your lifestyle, your professional background, and your plans for the apartment. The volume of documentation is significant, and the origination and presentation of that documentation matters. A well-prepared, cleanly organized board package with a strong cover letter signals to the board that you are serious, detail-oriented, and respectful of the process. A sloppy or incomplete package, even from a financially qualified buyer, can create doubt. I've seen financially excellent buyers delayed or damaged by careless preparation. Step 2 is going to be building your reference letters. Now, these reference letters deserve more attention than buyers typically give them. These are not character references in the traditional sense. The most effective reference letters for a luxury co-op board speak to your professionalism, your community involvement, your reliability as a neighbor, and your financial standing. Written by people who know you well and can be specific. Boards want to hear from people that know you, and those specific stories go so far. Professional references from employees, clients, or colleagues who can speak to your character in a business context are valuable. Personal references from people who have known you socially for years and can paint a picture of who you are as a neighbor and as a person are equally important. Generic letters that read as favors are easily identified by experienced boards, especially if they're written by ChatGPT or Claude. No offense. Specific, warm, personal letters from people who clearly know you are what move the needle. One practical note, give your reference letter writers enough time and context. Tell them what the building is like, what you love about it, why you want to live there, and let them incorporate that into their letter. A letter that reflects genuine knowledge of your reasons for wanting to join that community is, far more compelling than a generic testimonial. Getting your board package right is one of the most important services that we provide to our buyers. We have a transaction coordinator and all she does is board packages and she loves it, which is amazing because it's a lot of numbers and paperwork, et cetera, et cetera. But we also go over that in the Luxury Buyer Masterclass. So if you want to start there, it's free, it's easy, submit below. Now, step 3, speaking of submitting, we got to submit the package. Once your package is assembled, it is going to be submitted to the managing agent who's going to review it for completeness before presenting it to the board. They're also going to check your credit. They're also going to check your employment, things like that. This review typically takes 1 to 2 weeks, and if anything is missing, the managing agent will request it. And the clock does not start on the board's review until the package is complete. This is another reason why having a complete, accurate package at the point of first submission is honestly so valuable. Every delay extends your timeline and your uncertainty. After the managing agent approves the package as complete, it goes to the board. The board members, who are residents of the building with full-time jobs and lives of their own, they review the package on their own time. Now, in a well-run building, the review process takes 2 to 4 weeks. A lot of them now have been going electronic, so it's a little bit easier, but some are still wanting hand-turned-in packages. We just turned in 8 the other day. Whew. In some buildings with less active boards or heavy volume, it can take 6 to 8 weeks. Your broker can and should stay in communication with the managing agent during this period to track the status without applying pressure that could create friction. Step 4, the board interview. If the board likes your package, they will invite you to an interview. The interview is typically held in the building and often in the lobby or in a common room, and it lasts between 15 and 45 minutes. We really have seen everything. Board members who are available that evening will attend. You may meet 2 people or you may meet 12 people. There's really no way to know in advance. The interview is designed to confirm the impression created by your package, not to introduce new information. Boards are generally not trying to trick you. Why would they waste their time, right? They want to feel comfortable with you as a neighbor. Common topics include your professional background, your reasons for choosing the building, and of course the neighborhood, your lifestyle, whether you plan to live there full time, and how long do you intend to stay? Now, we have a cheat sheet that we give all of our buyers, but the practical information I give everyone is going into a board interview, be warm, be genuine, be specific about what you love about the building, and listen more than you talk. As my mom said, 2 ears, 1 mouth, Do not volunteer information about plans to renovate, sublease, or use the apartment for anything other than a primary residence, even if those plans are entirely permitted by the building rules. Just answer what is asked. Be yourself. The board is not looking for a perfect resume. They're looking for someone they want as a neighbor. Also, words are just open to interpretation. That's why you don't want to give more unless they're asking. Things to avoid: arriving late. Don't bring anyone who wasn't invited to the interview. Speaking disparagingly about your current living situation or building. Don't want to seem like a problem. Or asking questions about building policies that suggest you have not read the documents you were given. These are not common mistakes, but I have seen each of them create problems. Step number 5, approval waiver or rejection. Dun dun. Okay, after the interview, the board meets. Usually within 1 to 2 weeks, sometimes you even find out that night, and they make a decision. They can approve you, ask for additional information, or reject you. If you are approved, the managing agent notifies your broker and you move forward to schedule your closing. This final step typically takes 2 to 4 weeks to coordinate. A waiver is what happens when the board has the right of first refusal, which would be a condo, and chooses not to exercise it. We're really seeing most commonly people being approved in co-ops. Rejection, while relatively rare in transactions where the package has been properly prepared, it does happen. Not with our team, but it does happen. And if it does, the board is under no legal obligation to explain why. In those cases, your broker's relationship with the managing agent can sometimes provide informal context, and your attorney can evaluate whether you have any legal recourse, though in most cases you do not. What matters most in navigating this process is preparation, patience, and presentation. Boards respond to buyers who take the process seriously and approach it respectfully. The entire timeline from accepted offer to close in a co-op transaction in Manhattan is typically 3 months, maybe 4 if you're falling over holidays. And knowing that really helps you going in so you can manage expectations on both sides, to be fair. All right, listen, the co-op board process is not something to be afraid of. It is a process just to be prepared for. And the difference between a buyer who sails through it and one who struggles is almost always in the quality of their preparation. And that's when the experience of the broker guiding them matters. So when you have a clear understanding of what the board is looking for, a well-organized package that tells your story, of course, compellingly, and a broker who has navigated this process in buildings like the one you are buying in, the approval process becomes effortless. And if you are thinking about making that purchase in New York City, of course, hello, you are here for a reason. Come and talk to us about what you are looking for. Schedule that below. And until next time, what about Upper East versus Upper West Side? What do you think? Bye, guys.